My name's Rebecca Badenoch. I'm an accredited family law specialist, and I help families and or couples when their relationships break down. And the aim of the game and what we largely can achieve for people is to give them relief, clarity and a future moving forward. A couple of things. One is constant amazement at the trust that people put in you to resolve these things, and that's incredible for me as a family lawyer. But also huge satisfaction and pride in being able to help people resolve these issues as quickly and as best possible. So this woman came in to see me because she became aware that her husband had forged her signature on a transfer of land, sold their house and was about to leave the country with all the money. We needed to protect her against that happening and stop him from leaving the country. Obviously, once he's flown the coop, not much that we can do. So we got all of the story from her, put it into the court documents, ran down to the court, literally, found a judge who was willing to hear the case, got the orders that we were asking for. The husband had to hand over his passport then and there in the courtroom, and then we could, deal with settling the property matters in a sensible manner rather than running around like crazy. But that was a fantastic outcome. A couple who came from very different religious backgrounds and held very different religious beliefs. One party wanted their child to go to a particular kind of school, another party wanted the child to go to another kind of school. This was a very intelligent child. He came from a well-to-do family, so money wasn't an issue there. It was more about very strongly held personal beliefs. And in that case, you have to go and get all sorts of social science evidence, if I can call it that. So you get reports on how well the schools perform. You get reports on perhaps the kinds of religious education that's provided by each school. The statistics in terms of how well children progress within certain schools. The other thing that you do get, and this is in most children's cases, you get a child psychologist to interview both the parents and the child and to make a recommendation to a court about what they think would be in the child's best interest. Those kind of disputes are always interesting because there's not necessarily a right or a wrong there. So we do try and mediate just a lot of the disputes that we have. Most of us in family law try and reach a resolution without having to have a fight. But in this particular case, they were at opposite ends of the spectrum and we had to run a case in front of a judge again, and thankfully we won. This lady came to see me. She was, I guess you could say, pretty down and out at the time. She'd been let down not only by her husband but also by her own family. She wasn't living at home with her children where she'd been all her life. As I said to you before, there were lots of issues in that case, all sorts of personal issues around substance abuse, mental health and a whole host of other issues. She was fighting on her own. She was very isolated in the proceedings where everybody else was sort of stacked against her. But we won that case at first instance. The husband appealed and then we won it again, which was fantastic because this woman was reunited with her children and could get on with her life. It's extraordinary to see people who are completely downtrodden being able to sort of stand up a bit taller and get on with their lives. Yeah, it's incredible.